The 1945 Prime Minister's resignation honours were announced on 14 August 1945 to mark the resignation of Prime Minister Winston Churchill, following the success of the Labour Party in the 1945 general election. The list was particularly notable for 4 recommendations outside party politics which had the approval of the new Prime Minister, Clement Attlee.These were to the Chiefs of Staff of the Armed Services and the Ministry of Defence in World War II, honouring what the Times called the most remarkable achievement of teamwork in British military history, followed with conspicuous mastery to its consummation in the most absolute of all victories. Other nominations followed the usual convention of Prime Minister's resignation honours, rewarding loyal service to the Conservative Party and political and personal service to the retiring Prime Minister. Amongst these honours, the Times noted in particular the knighthood for A.P. Herbert, who has his individual niche in the parliamentary temple as the dowdy vindicator of the private member's rights, including not least the right to legislate. The list included the first awards of the newly inaugurated Defence Medal, intended to honour members of the Home Guard, Civil Defence, and troops serving in non-operational areas. However, these 4 awards were to people who went with Churchill into operational areas and were noted as being in a special category. The recipients are displayed below as they were styled before the new honour. Defence list: Baron Field Marshal Sir Alan Brooke, Chief of the Imperial General Staff since 1941. Admiral of the Fleet Sir Andrew Cunningham, First Sea Lord and Chief of the Naval Staff since 1943. Marshal of the Royal Air Force Sir Charles Portal, Chief of the Air Staff since 1940. Companion of Honour General Sir Hastings Ismay, Chief of Staff to the Minister of Defence since 1940. KBE Major General Millis Jeffress, for original work in connection with the development of special war weapons. CBE Colonel Kenneth Grant Post, for work in connection with defence against the V weapons. Knighthood Captain Richard Pike Pym, RNVR, lately Supervisor of the Defence Map Room and Head of the Upper War Room, Admiralty. Private Office List: Baronet George Watt, MP, Parliamentary Private Secretary to Winston Churchill. CB John Miller Martin, Principal Private Secretary to Winston Churchill. CMG Commander Charles Ralph Thompson, RN, Personal Assistant to Winston Churchill. CBE George Donald Alistair McDougall, Chief Assistant, Prime Minister's Statistical Branch. OBE Thomas Wilson, Assistant, Prime Minister's Statistical Branch. MBE Patrick Francis Kinnear. Sheila Alison Minto. Defence Medal Marion Lumley Holmes, Elizabeth Shakespeare Layton, Frank Sawyers, Nina Edith Sturdy. Political and Public Services List: Viscount Gomer Kemsley, 1st Baron Kemsley, newspaper proprietor. Frederick Penny, 1st Baron Marchwood, Treasurer of the Conservative Party. Baron Sir George Broadbridge, MP. Sir William Davison, MP. John Llewellyn, MP. Sir Charles Lyell, BT, MP. Privy Councillor Sir Cuthbert Headlam, BT, MP. Malcolm McCorkydale, MP. Baronet Ralph Cochan Ashton, for public services in Lancashire over a period of 50 years. Harold Mitchell, MP, Vice Chairman of the Conservative Party. Walter Womersley, MP. Arthur Young, MP. Knight Robert Carey, MP. Alan Patrick Herbert, MP. David Robertson, MP. Brigadier General Edward Riddle, CMG DSO. Basil Nevin Spence, MP. Order of the Companions of Honour R.T. Hon Leopold Stanett Amory, MP. Secretary of State for India and Burma. R.T. Hon Alfred Ernest Brown, MP.